let's get into some topics. Avatar: The Way of Water released a trailer this week, and let me get you up to speed on my thoughts on Avatar. Avatar 1 is a beautiful movie that has average writing, average story, average characters. Because it looks beautiful, I think it's above average, and that's it. I do not get the... I kind of get why it got the praise and the money that it did because of how it implemented the 3D in movie theaters. I kept hearing from people who saw it in 3D how much of an amazing experience it was on 3D. But I watched... Since I don't like watching in 3D, when I watched it, I sat there being majorly underwhelmed throughout the entire film. Noting that it is beautiful looking, but everything else about it was very, as the kids would say, mid. Very, very mid. And to this day, I don't get the praise that it gets. Like, here's the funny thing about Avatar, okay? There are people online right now who will defend Avatar to their dying breath. That is a fantastic movie, and it got robbed in the Oscars, and it should have won Best Picture, and obviously it got all this money, so it had to be good. And I would just like to point out that no one said any of this when Avatar lost Best Picture. No one. When Avatar lost to The Hurt Locker that year, no one said a thing. People were like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. When James Cameron lost to Catherine Bigelow that year, people were like applauding. They're like, all right, the better director won that one. So the sudden uptick of people suddenly defending, whoa, Avatar's a great movie. Oh my God, how can you not think Avatar's a great movie? None of you were saying this until the sequel was starting to get released, when the trailers started going on. So I am firmly in the camp that not only do I think this movie is overrated, that I think people purposely overrate this film. And I think when Avatar 2 comes out, unless the movie is a stone cold top 10 of all time movie, you're going to have a lot of people watching this movie going, yeah, wait a minute. Well, this wasn't as good as I thought it was. And so I'll get into the trailer for Avatar 2. Again, looks beautiful. Looks gorgeous. Like the colors and the way the water moves and everything looks fantastic. I have zero interest in watching this movie. I really don't. And the main reason, and I will say this ad nauseum, the main reason is because James Cameron is not a good writer. He cannot write good dialogue. He can't. Like, even his most celebrated movies, like Titanic and Avatar, and I'll even say I think his best movie is Terminator 2. No one talks about the dialogue. No one talks about the characters. They talk about the visual effects. And in that case, Cameron is outstanding. As a director who deals mainly in visual effects, he is an outstanding director. But he is like the inverse of Kevin Smith to me. He's a guy that I would definitely want directing a movie, but get him away from the screenplay. Just let somebody else write the screenplay. He can direct it. Like, I feel the opposite with Kevin Smith. I think Kevin Smith should not be in a director's chair ever anymore. He should not be directing any more movies. But if he wants to write them, give him 6 figures to write. Give him 7 figures to write the movie. Let him do that, and then get somebody else to direct the movie. That's how I feel about James Cameron. He should not be writing any films. He should be directing them, because that, I think, is his major, major strength. Like, he is visually a fantastic director. He just can't write for shit. And there's nothing in this trailer. And mind you, it's like a 2.5 minute trailer, so you can't really see whether the writing is going to be top notch. But looking at his past work and how much praise that he's gotten for that work, I do not see him actually improving his writing on this one. So, yeah, I watched the trailer. I was impressed visually, but I still feel like this is gonna have the same problem as Avatar 1, which is looks great, but that's it. That's all it is. And if you're fine with it, have a blast. But until then, I don't see movies in the theater anymore, but I will watch it when it comes out. But I am expecting it to be about as mid as the first Avatar. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the trailer for Avatar 2, The Way of Water.